On the news tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari launches charge for renewed efforts against terrorism and insurgency. Stakeholders task youth to explore potentials in franchising business. Plus, residents of Abeokuta groans over water scarcity in the metropolis. 12 News at 7, coming to you live from the city of Abeokuta. I am Yemi Dademo with the news. President Muhammadu Buhari has lauded the Republic of Chad for what he calls the effective security backup to Nigeria in renewed battle against terrorism and insurgency. This was while receiving in audience Ahmad Umar Ahmad, a special envoy of President Idris Deby to State House correspondent Adamu Sambu completes the reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari said the need for effective collaboration on security between Nigeria and her immediate neighbors informed his first trips to such countries immediately on assumption of office in 2015. Nigeria, he said, needed to work together with her neighbors towards confronting the common enemy of peace, stability, and sustainable development, as the people are not only the same but also share similar cultures. President Buhari wished the Republic of Chad best of luck in the forthcoming general elections coming up in April this year. The special envoy, Ahmad Umar Ahmad, had told President Buhari that he brought a solidarity message from President Idris Deby Itno on the security situation in Nigeria. The message, he said, also contains words of encouragement for Nigerian troops now working hard to end terrorism and insurgency in the northern part of the country. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Members of the National Economic Council has expressed commitment to compensate victims of clashes and work towards prevention of further crises among people in communities. The council spent about 6 hours reviewing the social intervention program aimed at pulling 100 million Nigerians out of poverty, the National Integrated Infrastructure Master Plan, an update on security situation and implementation of community policing in states. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports that Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo presided over the NEC meeting.
The council recommitted to the following principles: the protection of all residents of all states, including non-indigenous communities and religious and ethnic minorities within state jurisdictions, the arrest and prosecution of all perpetrators of crime, in collaboration with federal authorities, the reconstruction of destroyed homes and payment of compensation where appropriate by state authorities for damage to property and livelihoods sustained during targeted attacks on communities within the state jurisdictions.
Governor Dapo Abiodun speaking on some of the resolutions of the council after the physical meeting which reviewed the security situation in the country. Among the resolutions are that state governments have statutory jurisdiction over forest reserves and will seek federal support for efforts to eradicate forest-based crime.
We have to be unanimous and resolute against crime and criminality, irrespective of whom it is committed by. So state governors are unanimous on that. We are going to support each other, support our security agencies, work with the federal government to ensure that crime and criminality are punished.
Council also resolved to strengthen the nation's monitoring of its borders to prevent cross-border crimes. Presentation from the Presidential Advisory Council underscores the need for everyone to get involved in having a better country.
Poverty eradication is everybody's responsibility, and it should be at the heart of any national development agenda.
The chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, also made a presentation to the council on the need to expand voter access to polling units.
We apologize for that technical hitch. In line with the federal government's directive that government establishments should look inwards and map out strategies to generate revenue internally, the management of the Federal Medical Center NTA Abeokuta has inaugurated one new haulage truck and 3 tricycles to step up its profitable business, apart from its commanding in rendering medical services. Lukman Adifeso was there for NTA.
Starting with block molding business and selling of cement to construction companies, the management of the Federal Medical Center, led by Professor Adewale Musa Olomu, who inaugurated the truck and tricycles, said the 3 tricycles which the center procured are to complement the ones initially procured, making it a total of 6, and more importantly, to expand the hospital's business empire.
Between January and February and today alone, we have lost over 900,000. So with this truck now, the sky is the limit. And we, like I said, primarily it is for the welfare of our staff. Those who have lands, who have purchased lands through their unions, and they could not afford to build their houses. Yes, they can take cement and blocks on credit. They can take cement and blocks on credit, and they get other materials and start building their house gradually, and we continue to deduct from their salary.
In his response, Chairman Federal Medical Center Abeokuta Consort Samuel Idowu says the initiative is rare and has also metamorphosed the center into a limited liability company.
Tricycle, it has come as a comic relief for movement within the hospital, among staff as well as patient and patient relative. This 3 is an addition to the existing 3.
The gathering acknowledged that the unprecedented success recorded since the appointment of the MD could be attributed to the commitment and dedication to duties of the management and members of staff. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde.
Nigerian upcoming entrepreneurs and small-scale business owners have been advised to take advantage of franchising for the expansion of their businesses while avoiding the pitfalls. This was the fallout of a one-day symposium organized by the International Franchise Association held in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. The reports. A lecture entitled Importance of Franchise in Nations Building, Mass Employment and Economic Recovery, the guest lecturer, Dr. Ishaq Kule Salako, said franchising is a business developmental model and an agreement authorization that allows a franchisee to sell the product or services of a franchisor in a specific geographical location, thereby providing job opportunities and drives enterprise spirit needed for the nation's economic growth.
Our level of unemployment is very high. Therefore, governments must take franchising as a veritable tool to solve the unemployment problem. The government currently have what they call the social investment program. As part of that social investment program, we have the Empower program, we have the government employment and employment program. This aspect of SIP can actually be tailored in such a manner that it can be used to promote franchising so that a lot of our unemployed youths can be engaged productively.
An independent franchise host of the program, Uju Olakwe and Niket Kazim, speaking on the advantages of the franchise business to the youth, said it is capable of bringing Nigerian youth out of the unemployment market and giving them better future. This position was supported by the Vice President, African Franchisors Managers Marketing Services, Dr. Timothy Shiba Aiko.
I've been exposed to what the franchise system is all about. I've searched in depth, I've done my research, and I know that the franchise system has been taken up by our nation, Nigeria. We forget the dead end of unemployment for our youth, and individuals. Individuals can have a second course aside what they have.
government has to be involved because for this business, the startup is very small. But because of the state of the economy, the youth may not afford the small take-up capital, which in some cases 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 as the case may be. But the government can decide to get them organized, form them into groups, and then pay for such registration detail.
Instead of starting a business that is so because of the business that we have, it is better to go for franchising. And by going for franchising, like the speaker said, you have less risk, less capital, and the technical aspect of the business will be borne by the main company. So I think that's the reason why I will encourage anybody to go into franchising business dealership.
The event, which was organized to celebrate 5 years of franchise practice in Ogun State, featured presentation of Award of Excellence to some distinguished personalities and cutting of anniversary cake. In Abeokuta, residents of Abeokuta metropolis have expressed concern over the stress they go through daily in sourcing for potable water and called on the Ogun State government to intervene so as to save them from waterborne diseases as a result of intake of contaminated water. Muhammad Adebowale, who monitored the situation across the metropolis, reports the residents are now trekking long distance to search for water from few available boreholes and other doubtful sources.
Many called it gifts of nature of water in all living things. For domestic purposes, water is regarded as essential commodity as it has no alternative for domestic uses like cooking, bathing, drinking, washing of plates, among others. And so, when this essential commodity is unavailable, residents, especially women, will wake up early in the morning and trek long distance to source for water. This is what residents of Abeokuta metropolis are currently passing through as potable water is not available. The common experience about time wasting and stress while trekking long distance before they could get water to fetch, and in most cases, they ended up getting from doubtful places. Although government is not happy about the situation, efforts have been intensified to change the narrative.
The problem starts from the fact that we cannot impound enough volume of water for production purpose because all the dam gates are ready to hold the water. So what we have done now is to ensure that we put a system in place to be able to repair all the dam gates. And that's what we are seeing now. And we have been on this since November, December. So it's going to come, in torrents. But by the end of the year, it's going to come in full blast.
Residents, however, appealed to the state government to consider their request as urgent to avert possible outbreak of epidemic. In Abeokuta, Mohammed Adebowale. In Abeokuta, Mohammed Adebowale.
Bello has attributed lack of adequate intelligence gathering as one of the major causes of the generation of insecurity in some parts of the country. The governor, who stated this during a live press briefing, however, reassured that the students and all others in captivity will be rescued unharmed. Uzaina Musa has details of the report.
Governor Bello says government is interfacing with relevant stakeholders to ensure the safe return of the students and other abductees.
Our utmost priority right now is to make sure. Our utmost priority right now is to make sure.
no longer viable because most of the cattle routes have been converted to farms as a result of the growing population. Hence, the need to include herders in government policies and programs. So far solution to the incessant security challenges bedeviling the state, government is proposing to dialogue with all Fulanis across the state. Abakar Sanibello, who acknowledged state of dilapidated structures at the Kagara Science College and other public boarding schools, attributed it to lack of maintenance culture by successive administration in the state. He was, however, quick to add that efforts are on for the construction of perimeter fencing in all public boarding schools across the state. Emena Hussaina Musa, NTA News.
Operatives of the Abuja Zonal Office of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, have uncovered another Underworld Academy for the grooming of internet fraudsters. The academy, located in Arab Contractors area of Mpape Hills, a suburb of Abuja, was discovered when operatives acting on intelligence stormed the base and arrested 27 internet fraudsters suspects. The coordinator of the academy is said to be a 30-year-old Emmanuel Clement, and his students are mostly young school leavers, ladies inclusive, within the age range of 18 and 25. Items recovered from the suspects include a Toyota Venza car, 30 mobile phones, and one laptop. In a tweet, the EFCC said the suspect will be charged to court as soon as investigation is concluded. To Ondo State, about 20,000 people from across the 18 local government areas of Ondo State are to benefit from the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund program of the state government, designed to mitigate the financial barrier of vulnerable and the poor in accessing healthcare services. The state governor, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, made it known at the official flag-off of the scheme in Akure. Abiola Ariyo reports.
The Basic Healthcare Provision Fund program of the Ondo State Government is the second equity scheme of the State Contributory Health Commission. The governor noted that 203 primary healthcare facilities across the 18 local government areas of the state have been identified, assessed, and offered provisional accreditation to act as primary providers of the program.
We know our funds are limited, but within that limit, we will continue to support our specialists and general hospitals, the teaching hospitals in the state, to be able to act as welfare center for these 203 primary healthcare facilities.
The head of the Health Commission, Abiodun, applauded the initiative, saying it is a significant and timely health palliative to the beneficiaries, especially now that COVID-19 pandemic is still ravaging.
It's a collaboration between federal government and state government to ensure that we enroll under this program for the first year, initial phase, of at least 20,000 of the residents of Ondo State that will be going for medical care, and they will not have to pay a kobo.
The state government says it will solely fund the new healthcare intervention package with a financial commitment of 60 million naira as appropriated for in the 2021 budget. In Akure, Abiola Ariyo, NTA News.
The federal government has approved the repair of Seminary Turkey Road in Ogbomoso. This was made known by Controller Ministry of Works, Oyo State and Zonal Coordinator FEMA Southwest 1 while inspecting the road. Lukman Hassan has the details.
Seminary Turkey Road is one of the major roads through which goods are being transported to and through the southwestern and northern part of the country. Federal Controller of Federal Ministry of Works, and the state of the road necessitated its approval by the federal government to ease hardship being faced by motorists plying the road. They urge residents of Ogbomoso to use the road diversion that on its part, the show of Ogbomoso
from Turkey to Ogbomoso High School
agency. Lukman Hassan, NTA News.
You're still watching
orúkọ NIN mi àti ẹ̀ka ìpè Glo mi. Mo lè mú ẹ̀rọ ìpè mi kí n dẹ̀ tẹ *109*NIN. Mo lè tẹ àlùmídé tún lè béèrè tí mo ní NIN kọ́ tó lè yan fanda wọ èyíkéyìí Glo wọ̀ tó súnmọ́ ẹ jù. Jẹ́ ẹ̀ka ìpè rẹ o nítorí àwọn
You're welcome back and thanks for being there. Community policing is key to effective policing, says the new Delta State Commissioner of Police, Buhari Muhammad Ali, as he tours all area commands in the state. Rosemary Omani reports that this time the CP, in company of his deputy, Falaye Olaleye, visited Sapele Area Command.
Achieving a more peaceful state where Deltans can sleep with their two eyes closed and businesses thrive without hindrance from any criminal is the topmost priority or area commands to solicit partnership with communities, especially their royal fathers and other stakeholders in crime fighting.
We have to encourage them. We cannot police alone. We need their support. We need everything humanly possible. All we are set to achieve is to take Delta State to a greater height.
Sapele Area Commander, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Samu Mufawa, thanked the CP for his presence, also alerting him that Sapele is a volatile area with high rates of heinous crimes, which, according to him, is always under control under his watch.
I appraise the security situation and come up with the following pragmatic and proactive measures. 1. Establishment of strategic and well-manned living point on all exit routes from the various divisions.
CP also visited the Roje of Okbe. His Royal Majesty Ore I, Major General Felix Mujakberuo, for same purpose.
Courtesan is a serious problem here. We have their own divisional the way based on the IG's instruction. Yes. The community will tell the names of the people. These are the people to be there. The ability to be the district head. We will now take the names to the people to investigate them.
Rosemary Omani, NTA News.
In furtherance with the federal government's resolve to diversify the economy through agriculture, the Akwa Ibom state government is riding on that to expand livestock farming. Utibe Achibong reports that this time over 2,000 goats have been distributed to livestock farmers as a means of empowering them.
Goats, also known as a common man's cow, are among the main meat-producing animals in Nigeria. Its meat, chevron, is one of the choicest meats with huge domestic demand. Goat rearing over the years has continued to yield positive results as it is profitable, especially to the commercial farmers. In Akwa Ibom State, for instance, various agricultural empowerment programs have been organized for farmers. But this time around, the state government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, is focusing its attention on the livestock farmers. One of the benefiting farmers speaks.
Our father, a lot of farmers, and every government of the current state, for finding us fit to be the proper beneficiary of this empowerment today.
Commissioner for Agriculture, Akwa Ibom State, Dr. Glory Edet, while commending the state governor, Udom Emmanuel, for a platform to bring our vision to bear, advised the beneficiaries to ensure that the goats are reared in such a way that could be commercialized for their benefits.
Some years ago, some of our parents use money from the sales of their products from their farms to train their children in universities. Yes. And we want to get back to that era. The Ministry of Agriculture, they are ready to partner with all stakeholders. We are ready, the government is ready to support farmers through this ministry. The goat empowerment project is intended to multiply local breeds of goats, reduce capital flight in goat trading, and create empowerment for youth and women in Akwa Ibom State.
Each of the beneficiaries received 3 goats, 2 females and 1 male. In Uyo, Utube Achi.
Tackling maternal mortality through child spacing dominate discourse as religious leaders converge on Lafia for advocacy on safe childbirth. Jamila Abubakar reports that the meeting is being championed by the Nasarawa State government in collaboration with interfaith-based organization.
Childbirth spacing, otherwise known as family planning, has yielded positive gains over the years. However, there are a good number of women who are not using contraceptives in spite of its need. To address these misconceptions and needs, among other issues from accepting child spacing as a health strategy with important benefit for both men.
Even though in the Quran already there is child spacing.
Women should not die because she wants to bring out life.
It is like care delivery in the area of maternal mortality in Lafayette. Jamila Abubakar, NTA News.
From the world of sport,